Now, there are two very important people that you need to be looking to work well with. Number one is your deputy manager. So if you've come into a home and there's already a deputy manager there, try as much as possible to have a good relationship, working relationship with that person. I'm not saying that you guys are going to go out and be best friends, okay? You don't have to be that. Find out who they are, find out the sort of people that they are, and work with them. What you're aiming is to have somebody who will have your back. And having your back doesn't mean that they will cover for you so you can skive off. No, nothing like that. It's somebody who has the same passion and the same drive as you. I've had that experience before, that my deputy manager was extremely good, and when she wasn't there, I really struggled. Like I said, you cannot carry a care home by yourself. You need that. You need people around you to support you to make it a success. So if the person is already there, obviously you are the one coming in. Do not come in and obviously authoritatively, I don't know, it works for others but it doesn't work for me. Come in that, oh, I am coming to work with you, I am delighted to work with you. Have a meeting with them and find out what their passion is for the home, or what they are really hoping to achieve in the home, and say, okay, well, this is what I've got and this is what you've got. We can work well together and support each other. The next person that is very important that you establish a good relationship with is your administrator. And I'm telling you guys, I have experienced the good side of this and the bad side of that. I had a brilliant administrator and we worked so well together. Sometimes you get a deadline to get this done, get that done, or get this report done. I know that I couldn't possibly do it by myself because maybe I have a meeting with relatives, I have assessments to do, and I need to make sure that I'm assessing and bringing people in, because obviously we need to keep people coming in. Relatives want to see you, your colleagues, the carers are demand, they want to see you on the floor. So you need your administrator to be able to help you. So if there's a report to be done that you are struggling with, and that can be passed on to him or her, but you have to be working well together. Because I tell you now, if you don't have a good relationship with the administrator, they can turn around and say, well, actually, I have this and that, you are overworking me. That becomes a problem. But if you work with somebody that you two get on really well, and again, I'm not talking about being best friends and hanging out and drinking and stuff like that. No, that you get on really well, you have a great working relationship, you can liaise with her and say, oh, I'm struggling with this, can you help me? Or she can bring hers to you and say, you know, for example, Jane, are you less busy? Could you just look into this for me very quickly, because you know, I've got this going on. That was the sort of relationship I had with the administrator I worked with, and she was amazing. Honestly, she was brilliant, and my deputy manager as well was brilliant. So we sort of like helped each other like that, and we were successful. At least in my first year, we were very, you know, it went really well because of these two people. So very important. Those are your key people. If you have a good working relationship with people and you're showing them that you appreciate them, I tell you, they will do anything to help you. Now, you think about your nurses. Okay, first of all, it's hard to find nurses. There's nationwide shortage of nurses. So if you have one or two that are very good, you need to make sure that, again, you have a good working relationship with your nurses. You need to make sure that you get to know them, okay? And find out, have a meeting with them and find out where they need support. You know, you said, where do you guys need help with? Although they're working mostly closely to the deputy manager, make yourself available to them, okay? The carers. I mean, I worked as a carer before I became a nurse and before I became a care home. So I worked from that core to the top, okay? I know how important it is to be a carer. If you don't have good carers, you might as well just close your care home. They are the ones delivering that core care. They are the ones that you need to be focusing on in terms of supporting and helping them when they need your help. So make sure you get to know your carers. You know, being interested in what they hope to achieve. Have they done their QCF? Are they interested in it? If there's any training coming up, make sure you go to them and just say, you know, I've got this training and I would like some of you to apply to improve yourselves and become managers one day. You know, I used to do that. I used to go to really good carers and you reward good carers. So I used to go to really good carers and say, you know, I've seen how you work and you're really good. Obviously, I don't have the power to sort of like increase their salaries, but what I used to do would be to sort out some training and say, you know, this training is available, would you like to apply for this, because it will help you, and I see how good you are. You can go ahead, you know, you can go on to becoming a nurse one day, or even a care manager like myself one day. So you encourage them, and people really appreciate that, because sometimes it's not about money, it's about showing that you actually care for somebody and you want to help them improve their career. So they will respond to you in a positive way. The next one is making yourself present on the floor. Now, this is the most difficult thing, and this is where most managers get in trouble. I personally got in trouble with that, which made me so angry, because I'll tell you, we're being honest. Let me fix my hair and I'll tell you this. In the care home where I was, it was a really difficult care home, and I'm being honest, it's a beautiful care home, but also very difficult. It was very difficult to recruit as well. Some of the time I worked as a nurse, so they saw me on the floor. I was there working with them, okay? And sometimes I help out as a carer and I support them. I did my very best. But there was a time that I couldn't do that because we had influx of assessments, and I had to do that, and it was good for business. But what happened was, it took me off the floor, and my colleagues who were on the floor, the nurses and the carers, didn't see me as much. What used to happen was that sometimes I would do like 3 to 4 assessments in a day. I mean, 3 to 4 assessments is a lot of assessment, and you have to come home to gather the paperwork as well as other things that you have to do on your computer. So I spent more time on my computer, and I knew they were going to complain, but I said to myself, I have to achieve this, otherwise I am not going to be able to get this done. You know, you saw people saying things like, she's never on the floor, she's you know, and I was really upset by that. But what I did not do was to communicate that with them. So communication was the problem for, you know, obviously now that I've thought about it, but at the time I was like, why are they always moaning? But you know, I didn't communicate with them. So if it's any time that you're not going to be available on the floor, I will advise you to communicate that. Tell them, let your regional manager know as well, because somebody will be ringing your regional manager and be complaining about you. But if you get in there first and say it's very, very busy, and you're being honest and you're being genuine, please, I'm not going to be on the floor all the time, so that if someone complains about you to them, they already know what's going on. And often when people are aware of what's going on, they will not really moan about it. But I didn't communicate. I think I was just so busy and fed up, I didn't communicate that with them. And obviously the result of that wasn't very good. People felt abandoned. And I used to be a carer, and I used to like it when managers are on the floor talking to us, and you know, just showing that they care. It used to make me really happy. So I had to take myself to being a carer again, and thought, actually, yeah, I see where they're coming from. So don't take being on the floor negatively. You have to be walking the floor anyways every single day. Make your presence felt. But there might be a time that you will be extremely busy and you will not be able to be on the floor, and I swear people would expect you to still be walking the floor. You will not be able to do that. So communicate that and say, I cannot do this at the moment because I've got that to do. Communication is key. Okay. Another thing that you need to be doing is networking with your local communities. Very, very important. Once you start, first few weeks, send out emails informing everyone around you that you're a new home manager of social place and you've started and you're excited to get to know people. If you have money and time, maybe do like a tea party and invite them all to come. So again, you'll be working with your administrator because he or she will be able to generate email addresses for you as well, of every single one. I did that when I first started working, and it was actually somebody who suggested that, and it worked very well. So I emailed to the local authorities, I emailed the GP surgery, the pharmacies, the local church, I emailed just general people, the key people. People emailed me back. They were so glad to have someone email them and introduce themselves. Some of them even came in because in the email I wrote, please pop in for a cup of tea or coffee, or come and have lunch with us, things like that. So yeah, you can do that and show people that you care, because your community is very, very important. Once you do that, Those are the people who will help you. Those are the people who you can turn to and say, you know, how can I do this? How can I do that? And they're there. They're going to be there for you. Pharmacies, for example, if you're using a particular pharmacy, I was using Boots. They were very good. They will come and give us free training. Invite them over if you can. But emailing and introducing yourself is so important. So do that, because you're building a good network. You're building a positive network. If you live in Buckinghamshire, I'm gonna recommend something really good. I don't know if they still do it now, but I did it. It's called My Home Life. I feel like Buckinghamshire is doing really well in supporting care home managers. So it's where they get a group of care managers. So it will be I think residential care managers, nursing home managers, mental health, basically all care managers are allowed to actually sign to this. It's called My Home Life. I'll try and find the email address. So if you're in Buckinghamshire, you're interested in improving yourself as obviously a part of your leadership course and stuff like that, and obviously networking with other managers, I will send that. So you can email the person that is running it and see if they're still running it. It's really helped me. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to share my videos with your friends. Take care, and I shall see you guys again very soon. God bless. Bye.